Hello, everybody. My name is Diego Cervantes. I'm an English teacher in Muñoz Vera High School. It's located in Quito. And the unit of the topic is about Ecuadorian traditional food. The lesson title is Discovering Ecuadorian Food Tradition. The objective of this class is students will read a passage about Ecuadorian traditional dishes and identify main idea, details, and make inference. This is the final project of the course. Okay, what are the goals? The goals, we have three. The first, students will be able to read and understand text about Ecuadorian traditional dishes. The second, students will identify main ideas and extract supporting details and make inference. And the third, students will connect reading content to their own experiences and cultural knowledge. Okay, I'm going to start, of course, because the idea is to know the pure knowledge of the students. And I I invite to my students to watch this imagine, okay, on the screen about traditional typical food. And after that, I'll make two questions. The first, which of these food have you eaten before? And the second is, what is your favorite Ecuadorian dish and why? Okay. So in this imagine, we have a typical traditional food of some regions in Ecuador, not just coast, Amazon. And after that, the idea is that students read the text carefully about typical Ecuadorian food. Okay. For example, I'm going to read just for making nice activities. Ecuadorian typical food. Ecuadorian food is rich, diverse, and deeply rooted in the country's cultural and geographical variety. Each region, coast, highland, and Amazon, offers unique traditional dishes made with local ingredients. On the coast, seafood is a staple. One of the most popular dishes is ceviche, made with shrimp, fish, or shellfish. Marinate in lime juice, onions, tomato, and cilantro. It is often served with patacones. Patacones are fried green plantains or popcorn. In highlands, hearty meals dominate. Hornado, a slow roast pork dish, is a festive favorite typical served with yapingachos. Yapingachos is cheese, stuffed potatoes, ice. Avocado and pickled onions. Another classic is loco de papa, a creamy potato soup with cheese and avocado. The Amazon region offers more exotic flavor with dishes like maito, fish, or meat grate in leaves and cooked over a fire, and local fruits such as guava and chonta. Street food is also a big part of Ecuadorian cuisine. You'll find treats like empanadas, humitas, steamed corn, and morocho, a sweet corn drink, at local markets. Ecuadorian food reflects the country's biodiversity and cultural fusion, blending indigenous Spanish and African influence. Whether you enjoy seafood, meat, or vegetarian option, Ecuadorian cuisine has something to satisfy every every plate. Okay, after that, when students finish of the reading activity, it's essential, it's necessary that they identify the main ideas of the text, okay? For example, of course, the first is the title, right? Ecuadorian typical food. And I have to explain that some cases, the first paragraph, it's the introduction, okay? And the last one, in some cases, is the conclusion. In some, according with some kind of articles, right? So the main idea of the text, it depends of paragraphs maybe, or some details that the reading explain. For example, here that it's about Ecuadorian typical food, it's divided in three, right? Like you can see. Okay, here we have about the typical food on the coast region, sorry, on the highlands and Amazon. Okay, so the idea is to identify uh, three main ideas according with the region, and a final one. Okay. After, of course, it's to understand, okay, some unknown words by inference the text. Okay. As we read in the project, some cases the students don't understand some words, but the idea is to overall the text when you read and use the comprehension about inference, the text. Okay, the next that I'm going to do is to find two supporting details for each dish that I mentioned that we have in typical regions, and makes one inference about the dish that is popular. Okay, after that, it's essential that a answer some comprehension question. For example, the first, answer the comprehension questions based on the information provided in the text. Okay. Number one, what are the three main geographic regions mentioned in the text? Okay, so the students have to take care, read carefully, and identify. Okay, here we have the answer: Coast, Highlands, and Amazon. What is ceviche made of and where is commonly eaten? Okay, so they have to identify where is ceviche. For example, here is the most popular dishes, okay, in the coast region and made with shrimps or fish or shellfish marinade, okay? And it's commonly eaten with patacones and popcorn. The next, describe two traditional dishes from the Highland region. For example, here we have the Highland region, and they are we have here three main typical dishes. For example, hornado de pingachos and loco de papa. Okay, they have to choose. Okay, the next, what is maito and how it is prepared? Okay, maito, of course, they have to identify that is part of the typical food in Amazon region. Okay, for example, I have here, okay, it's fish or meat wrapped in leaves and cooked over a fire. The next is name two popular Ecuadorian street food. Street food, okay, like empanadas, humitas, morocho, that are according with the read. Of course, we have. Okay, next, after this, we have to create, I have to create a discussion into the classroom, okay, about what is his or her favorite dish, okay, or about the student's favorite dish, and why is important culturally. For example, the idea is that they share their ideas because we have in the classes, we have students from different regions, Amazon Highlands or Coast region. And of course, they are going to define, oh no, in my region, the typical food is ceviche because it's different. The ceviche from Manaví, that the ceviche from Guayas, we use I don't know, orange juice instead of tomato juice. Okay, something like that. Okay, the idea is to create a discussion, of course, in English and with a guide of the teacher. And another, why is important culturally. In this part, I have to explain then that some ingredients are part of each region. That's why it's culturally important, or maybe because it's part of the tradition. For example, here in Highland, what was the pan and colada morada? Yeah, it's a tradition that we have continued over years. Okay, and of course, it's part of our society, it's part of our cultural, uh, and they are going to defend. Okay, next, the idea is that I'm going to use, okay, the board, and I'm going to write the details or the activity or the main ideas that the students explain or give. In addition, I'm going to use some apps like Kahoot for create these questions, okay, with the devices like cell phone, computers, or if we don't have, it can be a virtual class, okay, for do this. It's up to the conditions that maybe teachers have. Okay, in my case, here in my high school, we don't have internet and we don't have some computers. So that's why maybe a cell phone, I'm going to share internet with all my students. Okay, so that's the idea of my project. Okay, this is, I'm going to share this my link, and this is my project. Okay, the plan that I'm explaining, it's Ecuadorian traditional food. It is focused on 8th grade, and we have here reading comprehension. Okay, here we have the goals, sub skills, assessment criteria, Ecuadorian context, and here is the plan. The plan, it's around 20 minutes of the class. Of course, it can be more because we have some activities to do. And we have here the stage that we have 5 minutes, the develop that we have 12 minutes, the interactive discussion that we have 3 minutes, a closing that we have 3 minutes. Okay, and this is my activity. Okay, thank you so much for giving the opportunity to explain my unit plan. I love this course. I love this comprehension reading course because it helped me to have more strategies to improve the learning abilities that my students need. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye.